Okay, here's a dub part of the intro. I'll show you the both part in the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. Hey, Sonny here. So let's break down The Ripper by Judas Priest, and we're going to cover the entire song. I did a cover. You can watch my other video that covers the entire song. But to break it down, here's the intro. By the way, the song is in the key of A minor. The first guitar part, which is Glenn Tipton part, is like this. Alright, so what I'm doing is I play G14, and then 12 and 13 on the B string, 14 on the G, and then E12, B13, G14, and then 15 on the E string. You can kind of group those four notes together, so it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now when you get to that 15th fret, you start over counting. You hold on to that note for another measure. It goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you basically, so you go 2, 3, 4. So you count it. After that, you play another measure. You wait it before you start playing on the low, lightly mute on the open A string. Now, while Glenn Tipton's playing that part, you played KK Diamond's part is exactly the same thing. You move up three half step. So 14, 3 half step is 15, 16, 17. So you play the exact same pattern. So 17 on the G, 15 and 16 on the B, back to 17 on the G, and then 15 on the high E string, 16 on the B string, and 17 G, and then lands on the 18th fret on the E string. It's the exact same pattern. So again, once you play that, what I'm doing is I'm just lightly muting, palm muting on the open A string, and you just downstroke. So what you need to know is that you count 8 times in one measure because you're playing 8th note. So what I'm doing every time I do this is 8th note. So if you think about one measure is 4, 1 quarter beat. So you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can't. That's 8 notes in there. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. That worked too. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you count the measure like that. You do 8 times per measure. So I think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You do 8 measure of that. Okay, so basically 8 times 8, 64. So you basically do the 64 times on the palm mute on the A string. But the easiest thing is just do 8 times, count 8 times per measure, and you just do it for 8 measure. Yeah, 8 measure before you switch. So it goes on the 8th measure. After the 8th measure, you go to the 9th measure. It goes like this. Alright, so the 9th measure, I am doing the 3rd fret on the A string, palm mute. You do it 6 times, and then you, on the last 2 times in the measure, you'll do on the 3rd fret on the low E string. So go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. After that, you do 8 times on the low E, third fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the 10th measure. On the 11th measure, you slide down, you play the first fret on the low E string. You do that 6 times, and then you palm mute on the open E string twice. So that's the 11th measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do that 8 times. On the 8th time, let's do the 8th measure, and we'll go to the 9th measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, after that, you do the palm mute on the E string just 4 times. So basically playing half measure. That's it. So again, 8th measure on the low on the open A string, palm mute. On the 9th measure, you gotta on the last 2 times on the you switch, and you play just the that's the 9th measure. On the 10th measure, you just palm mute on the 3rd fret on the low E string. And the 11th measure, you do the 1st fret 6 times and open E string twice. And then open E string 4 times. Alright? So far we have this. Let's put the whole thing together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a half measure after that. And it goes to the next part. Okay, so the next part goes like this. So it's repeat the same thing over and over again. So the part that you repeat goes like this. Okay, it's pretty easy. You just open A string, palm mute. At the same time, you play in the 7th fret on the D string with the A string together, open A. So you play those 2 notes together, open A and 7th fret, and then you palm mute on the open A string twice. You do that 2 more times. Actually, 3 more times. After you do that, and then you play a 7th fret and then open A and 7th fret on the D again, and you pull on 5th fret on the D string. So you kind of hear the open A string while you pull off the 5th fret on the D string. And then while you at that position, you hit the open A and the 5th fret of the D again, and hammer back on to 7th fret. So far with this. 2, 3, 4. So you got open A string, 7th fret on the D together. Mute twice. Do that 4 times. And then. Sometimes I do a little harmonics, little spice things up a little. As long as you play in the confinement, those rhythms, you can add your little extra, your own style to it. Don't be afraid to do that. So you do that 8 times. So after you do it on the 8th time, so it's all it is power chord. You got C. Usually I do C, mute, play the G power chord, and then F power chord, open E power chord. Okay, and the next one is the main theme of the Ripper, and it goes like this. And both KK and Glenn Tipton play this part right here. All right. So it's really cool sound. I love it. So the notes are basically playing surrounded is still A minor scale, because you got A note on the start from the D string on the 7th fret. That's A. You got this, and you have the second and the minor third of A, so that's an A minor. So 7, 9, 10 on the D string, back to 9 on the D, and then D10, G7, G9. And then B8 and B7, and then 7, 10, and 9 on the G, D10, and then G9, G8, I'm sorry. Slow down the whole thing. One more time. And it goes back to the main rhythm. Now, at some point, Glenn Tipton plays a little different. He'll play something like this. He'll play like 7th fret on the D and G, open A, mute, 5th fret on D and G, slide down to 4th fret on D and G. Open A string again, 3rd fret on the A, and then A power chord. Yeah. Something like that. Now, after that, we'll go back to that motif again. He do that several times and goes and leads to the solo. So I think he does it. I think 3 times. He plays that same motif 3 times and goes to the solo. So it goes like this. The last time it goes, so 7's on the G, 7 on the D, and then 10 and 9 on the D. And once you get to that point, you quickly move to 15th fret on the B string. Let's stop right there for now. So what I'm playing is there. I'll play the 15th fret on the B string. So I'll play the 15th fret on the B string, bend full step up, release, and then 13 and 12 on the B. 13 again on the B, pull off on 12, and play the 14th fret on the D string. So. Next part. So I play the 13th fret again on the B, pull off on the 12, and then 12 and 14 on the G, and then 12, 13, and 15 on the B. And then the next measure, you play the 15th fret again on the B string. Basically, do the same thing which I'll show you in the first measure. So you play that again, just like I show you. The next part is a little different though. The next part goes like this. So we play the 13th fret on the B string, pull off on 12, G12, B13, pull off on 12 again, 12 and 14 on the G. So far we have this, slow down. The last part, you use your index finger, play the 12th fret on the B string. You bend up half step. So you go from 12 to 13. And quickly release back down. So once you release back down, you play 14 on the G and 12 on the B. And dead stop, and then 12 and 14 on the G. So far we have this. After that, the next part of solo goes like this. So what I'm playing is I play 13 and 12 on the B and 12 on the G. And 13 and 12 again on the B. 12, 14 on the G. And then 12 fret again on the B string. Bend up half step, release back down, and then 14 on the G and 12 on the B, and then 14 and 12 on the G, and 15 and 14 on the D. So far with this, just that 1-2 measure, I'll just show you. Alright, the next part. So I'm playing 13 and 12 on a B, and then 12 fret on the D string this time. And then 12 and 13 on the B again, 12 on the G, and then it's on the 14th fret on the G. So the last 4 measure again goes like this. Slow down. Okay, so the next part is all muting. It goes like this, the first part. You do that 3 times. What I'm doing is I play 7, 9, 10, and 9, 10 again on the A string. And then D7, A10, A9. And then 7, 9, 10, 9, 10 on the A string. And 7 on the D. So far with this. So we do that 3 times. Actually, that's twice, not 3 times. I'm sorry. We only do that twice. You notice that I'm muting on all the strings except the last note. Do that twice, and then you move up half fret to 8th fret on the A string. You do the exact same pattern. You do that 1 time. the exact same pattern you just did. Well, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. It's just the exact same thing. You start from the 8th note on the A string. 8, 10, 11 on the A, and 8 on the D string. And then you move up half step again. Do the exact same thing again one time. I'm sorry. And then you move up to half step to 10th fret. You play a little different here. You play like this. Actually, that's the same pattern we did before, but you don't do that again after you play 10, 12, 13, 12, 13 on the A string, D10, A13 and A12. You stop right there, you move up half step then. It's like a very short measure. And you do the same thing again, same pattern. And one measure, just that one. And you move up to 12th fret again. And then play this. So 12, 14, 15, and 14 on the A. And then you move up. 13, 15, 16, and 15 on the A. And you move up again. And you ends on the so you play 14, 16, 17, 16, 17 on the A string, and ends on the 14th fret on the D string. All right, so far the whole thing goes like this. I will do all downstroke because it sounds better that way. Half step up. Move up again. Sorry. Half step up again. And then move up. And it goes back to the so if you play full speed, it sounds like this. Sometimes I mess up, sometimes I play like this. I get my pattern mixed up, but that was the correct pattern that I just showed you. When I did the cover earlier, my pattern was confused a little bit, but what I'm showing you here is perfect. Is the exact pattern. So after what I just showed you, coming out that muting riff, and it goes back to the main, riff. You just keep doing that, and then once you pass that part again, goes back to the main theme. You do that 3 times. And last time it goes 7 on the G, 7 on the A. I'm sorry, 7G, 7D, and 10 and 9 on the D. And you play 10 and 9 again on the D. 10 again on the D, pull off on 9, and play the 7th fret on the D, on the A. You hold it for 2 measure, and you mute. There you go. So you mute 10, 9, 10 on the D, and open A string 7th fret on the D. That's the end of the song. So the last part of the bridge outro goes like this. So that's how the song ends. Thanks for watching. That's the entire Ripper breakdown into sections.